They're stepping back now, not because you chased them, but because they finally realize what they're dealing with. The same people who once tried to tear you down are now afraid to even come near your energy. They thought they could shake your peace, but instead, they woke up something powerful inside you. Every plan they made to break you only helped shape you into someone stronger, wiser, and calmer. They sent storms your way, but instead of drowning, you learned how to stand in the rain and find peace in the middle of it. They expected you to lose control, to give up, or to beg for their approval, but you did the opposite. You stayed still. You focused on your healing. You grew quietly while they watched and wondered how you were still standing. That calm strength, that silence, they never saw it coming. It's what confuses them now because they can't figure out how you turned pain into power. You didn't fight back with anger. You didn't try to prove them wrong. You just kept growing, step by step, and let your light speak for itself. What was meant to harm you became the very thing that helped you rise. Every tear built your strength. Every heartbreak deepened your faith. Every loss taught you how to trust yourself. And now they can see it. The glow that comes from surviving what was meant to destroy you. You didn't need revenge. You didn't need to explain. You just became stronger. Now they understand that your peace can't be shaken, your energy can't be touched, and your spirit can't be broken. You earned every bit of this strength, and no one can take it away from you. This wasn't just a disagreement. It was something deeper, something that tried to touch your spirit. The people who came against you weren't acting from love or truth. They were moved by their own pain, their own emptiness. They saw your light and couldn't handle it. Your peace, your connection, your strength, it reminded them of what they lost inside themselves. Instead of doing the work to heal, they tried to pull you down so they wouldn't feel so small. They didn't realize your path was guided and protected. Every time they tried to block your blessings, they only made your faith stronger. Every time they tried to confuse you, you found more clarity. They thought they were breaking you, but all they did was help you discover the power that was already inside you. You didn't collapse under the pressure, you rose through it. You became sharper, more aware, and more grounded in who you truly are. When you went quiet, they thought you had given up. But your silence wasn't surrender, it was reflection. You were listening to your higher self, learning what needed to stay and what needed to go. While they moved with chaos, you chose stillness. While they tried to control the story, you trusted the truth to reveal itself. You didn't fight back with hate or anger. You protected your energy by walking away and letting peace lead the way. That's real strength, staying calm in the middle of the storm. You learned when to speak, when to move, and when to simply let things unfold. Now you stand in your power, not because you want to fight, but because you refuse to lose yourself. You rose in love, in faith, and in peace. And now, nothing can touch that light within you. Everything they sent your way found its way back home. That's how energy works. It always returns to where it came from. The lies, the gossip, the sneaky actions meant to harm you have come full circle. They tried to bury you in confusion, hoping you'd lose your way, but all they did was plant the seeds for your growth. What they meant for your downfall became the soil that helped you rise higher. You didn't just make it through, you came out stronger, wiser, and more peaceful. Now the same people who worked against you are watching their own plans fall apart. What they built on lies is now crumbling because truth always finds a way to stand. No matter how hard they try to hold it together, the truth keeps shining through. It's finally clear that you were never the problem, you were the lesson. You've become a living example that no energy goes unseen. You didn't have to fight back or prove yourself. Your peace became your power. Your healing became your victory. And that's what hurts them most, seeing you free, happy, and untouched by the chaos they created. They wanted a reaction, but you gave them silence. They wanted drama, but you gave them peace. While they were stuck in confusion, you were building yourself in light. You let karma do what it always does, balance things out. Now, the energy is returning exactly where it belongs. Your strength didn't come from revenge, it came from acceptance. You learned to let go and trust that everything would sort itself out. And it did. Your growth spoke for itself. You didn't have to shout, You just had to live in truth. And that truth became your protection. You became the reflection they couldn't escape. Your calm presence made them face everything they tried to hide from themselves. Without trying, you changed the whole energy between you and them. You were no longer the one being targeted. You became the mirror that revealed the truth. You didn't have to explain or prove anything. Your peace spoke louder than words ever could. They could feel the difference. Your steady energy made their chaos stand out. You stayed centered while they lost control. You stayed true while they kept reacting. People started to notice the difference without you saying a thing. They saw your peace and their confusion. They saw your consistency and their instability. The truth became clear through how you lived, not through what you said. That quiet strength became your power. You stopped reacting, you stopped doubting, you simply stood in your truth. And that energy, it drew everything meant for you closer. Your silence became sacred, your stillness became protection. You walked through fire and came out shining. Every challenge that tried to break you only made you stronger. You learned how to stay calm when everything was falling apart. You built peace from the inside out. You realized real power isn't about control, it's about self-mastery. You learned how to breathe through fear, how to listen instead of panic, how to rebuild without losing faith. Every test became a lesson, every wound became wisdom. You turned pain into purpose and struggle into strength. You didn't need to fight, you transformed. And now, you stand in that light. You are unshakable, not because nothing hurt you, but because you healed without noise. You stopped asking why things happened and started asking what they taught you. That's when your power truly began. They're falling apart, piece by piece. The masks they once wore so confidently are slipping, and the truth they tried to hide is finally showing. The lies, the manipulation, the stories they built, all of it is collapsing under its own weight. You didn't need to call them out or expose them. The light you stepped into simply made their darkness impossible to hide. When you stopped reacting, everything they built around control began to crumble. They once depended on your energy, your anger, your fear, your attention. But when you pulled back and chose peace, they lost the very thing that kept them powerful. Without your reaction, their games no longer worked. They're now left with the truth they tried so hard to bury. You can see it in how they move now, confused, restless, and out of balance. Their stories don't add up anymore. The people who once believed in them are starting to question everything. Even those who once stood beside them can feel something's not right. The image they tried to protect is cracking, and everyone can see through it now. What's happening isn't punishment, it's balance. It's the natural result of pretending for too long. When you build your world on lies and ego, it can't stand forever. And now, all that's left is what's real. They're being forced to face themselves, while you continue to rise without saying a word. You didn't fight back or seek revenge. You simply chose truth and peace. And that choice was powerful enough to break every illusion they built. Your strength, your silence, your steady energy, it exposed everything. You didn't need to destroy them. They destroyed the illusion on their own, and your light made sure it couldn't be hidden any longer. Now arrives the calm, the deep, unshakable peace that comes only after facing heavy battles within the soul. You've walked through the fire, and instead of being burned, you came out purified. You see clearer now. You feel stronger, grounded, and more certain of who you are. You're no longer the same person who once doubted or feared. You've grown into someone who truly understands their worth. That love you now hold for yourself is your greatest protection. It shields you from anything meant to harm your spirit. You are living proof that divine protection is real, that no harm can win against a pure heart. You're rising, not to prove anything, but to live in truth. The battle has already been won in spirit, and now that victory is showing up in your reality. Those who once tried to control or test you are now facing what they created. But you remain calm, steady, and free. This isn't about revenge, it's about release. You've been set free, and that freedom shows in every part of your being. You're no longer explaining yourself or shrinking to make others comfortable. You've become your own safe place, your own strength. Every hardship shaped you into the person you were meant to be. You've turned pain into wisdom and fear into faith. You've learned that real power doesn't come from fighting. It comes from remembering who you are. You've remembered your light, your purpose, your connection to something greater. So take a breath and move forward with confidence. Let your peace speak for you. You've already won, not because others failed, but because you found yourself again. This is your new beginning. Walk with courage, keep shining, and never forget, you are guided, protected, and unbreakable.